It's so bad with political commercials right now about how evil this person is or how evil that person is. Look, I'm never going to tell you that Greg Stanton is evil.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know him well enough to tell you that. I can tell you that what I see him representing for policies are not good for the people in this district. And I think it's as simple as that. And I wish, to be honest with you, I wish more politicians spoke like that. Because when I'm sitting on Sunday afternoon watching, the Arizona Cardinals play, and every commercial is about how evil Ruben Gallego is, or Donald Trump is, or Kamala Harris is, or Carrie Lake is, what do any of you stand for? When are you going to tell us what you stand for and not what everybody else is bad at? It really, but that's what seems to trigger people and get reactions. And so we kind of get what we watch. We get, sort of what we ask for.
So, would you be dealing with FinCEN at all? The LLC, what's it called? Is it FinCEN? FinCEN.
Oh, FinCEN.
Are you familiar? Would you no?
Only peripherally. I don't know a lot about it. So if you want
to. No. I'll go to my next one. Let's go to, unless you had something.
I still need that information too.
Yeah, I'm working on it. All right. So basically, the government now wants to know who is in your LLC. They want your Social Security, your license.
Yep.
All the small business owners need to say, "Hey, here's where I live. Here, what you get what I'm saying."
Yep.
Whereas
transparency.
Once again, the large corporations
don't have
there's
to do
a threshold where don't have to do it. So so that was a whole nother.
Same thing with money and politics and all the rest of it. Yeah.
And I don't know if just when you start representing us, like, meaning we buy an LLC for every property. So I have members that probably have 50 LLCs. Mm-hmm. So now you got to go submit it, right? Or it's a $500 a day fine. Like, once again, going back to the big business, small business kind of things. Like,
right.
And I owe Marcus my Social Security number and all this stuff. And there's even attorneys that are saying you could hire an attorney or a doc prep to file all this information for you. But now some are saying, I don't even want your Social Security number because then I'm liable.
I'm responsible.
So it's just, once again, it gets hectic and confusing.
Regulations.
And it's due January 1st. They're fighting if it's going to go through or not. And so it's a headache on our world. So
yeah, well, I think those regulations, and this is what I'm talking about, because as a small business owner, you have enough other stuff to worry about.
Yeah.
These one-off regulations that are really burdensome for a single small business owner, but maybe not so much so for a large corporation.
Yeah.
Or maybe the large corporation doesn't have to adhere to that burden
threshold. Yeah.
I think this is what I mean by policies that lean towards the growth of large business and large government versus policies that are encouraging to small business owners, and that's the direction that we should be going. If we want to get ourselves out of the debt that we're in, if we want to get ourselves to an economy that prospers and grows, and listen, I know the talking points, this is the best economy in the world. That's great. But the best of not great still isn't great. Mm-hmm. We need to have policies that make our economy not just the best economy in the world, an actual good economy. Because I think that's a different bar than saying we're the best of the bad.
Yeah,
we should be great.
Yep.
And I think that there's some work that can be done there in policies and regulations that encourage the growth of small businesses, which are really the foundation and the backbone of our society. Yeah. That's what produces GDP. That's where government revenue comes from. That's how we measure the success of our country is GDP, and we're not encouraging the growth of GDP in the small business sector the same way that we're seeing it in big business.
We got to change that message, because even though people say trolls, right? Like in social media, the ones that hate on your comments.
Yep.
Literally,
I have a few of those.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. And unfortunately, like even in our own messaging, like younger generations, because we're always saying buy a house.
Right.
A lot of messaging out there now from like the bigger, whatever in our last conversation, well-known influencers, like, don't buy a house. Don't buy a house. It's like, no way. And then kids see like interest rates. I can't afford a house.
Right.
I can't. So the mindset from a big level is like, don't buy a house. Small, and everyone. Then you got the interest rate. They don't think they can buy a house. And then the government comes in. You build all the houses for that, goes into that subscription model. That's how I look at it.